Welcome back to Up North at 4. Joining us now is Bill Vancos, and it's that time of year again, Bill. I'll be honest, in my younger days, you know, high school, college, when I started to actually need to fill out my taxes, it was more, hey, Dad, you got this for me? And he would. I love, hey, thank you for my dad. Obviously, now I'm out of the house and a little more stressful. But that's where tax aid comes in, right, Bill?
That's right.
All right, so tell us a little bit, though, what is tax aid all about? What is it that you guys do?
Okay, tax aid is like a three-pronged situation. The IRS supplies the software, and they do the training. We have to pass the test and all that. The AARP Foundation raises money and pays for the computers and the printers and the paper and all of that. And then each community finds local volunteers that are willing to go through the training and do the taxes. Oh. So you need all three parts for it to work. So there's 90 sites in Wisconsin, 3,000 some in the country, so they're all over. And again, everybody does their part and it works very well. So.
What I'm hearing, though, is there are lots of people out there like Nate who struggle to put together taxes on. You said that you had your parents do it for you, but they struggle with it, right? It can be complexity to it, and especially when you have layers upon like stocks and that kind of stuff. So, what's your target audience here?
Okay, our target audience is older people in low to moderate income. Mm-hmm. We will do taxes for most people, but we'll be real honest, we volunteer to help people that need it, that $100, not having to pay $100 means something to them. Mm-hmm. So that's our target audience, is to help people like that. We do a lot of homestead tax credits. I can't believe how many people aren't even aware of what those are. It's a state property tax credit that you can get either if you pay property tax, if you own the property, or you can pay it if you rent, if your landlord pays taxes on the building, assuming that part of the rent you pay goes for covering the taxes. Now there's an income cutoff of $24,680. So if you make less than that, you can qualify for this homestead tax credit. Oh, okay. And we'll get people that'll come in and, you know, we'll ask them and we'we'll do it. And they haven't heard about it. The nice thing about it is we can go back 3 years on that and do it. So for some people, we can get them, even if it's just a couple $100 a year, it adds up if you do 3 or 4 of them. So, sure does. People tease that, taxes are, an evil thing or something like that. They really aren't. I mean, 80-some% of the people get a refund.
Right, yeah.
Now, this year and probably more next year, especially for Social Security recipients, it's going to be less that they're going to be getting back. This year we don't get the stimulus money, so that's off the table. The earned income credit, which is if you're in the lower income bracket, you can qualify for some additional money. And it's been from ages 25 to 64. Over the COVID, they opened it up to 19 and older. So now we're getting some people yesterday, for instance, that came in that weren't real happy. They hadn't heard about this, but unfortunately, because they were a senior, they were still getting, they had a job, mm-hmm. They were still qualified for it for 2 years, and all of a sudden, they're not again. So, but for the most part, it's, for us, it's like old friends. I mean, people come in, we've done their taxes for years and years. They'll bring us treats. I mean, it's just, we can't take any tips or anything like that, but we do have a sweet tooth. But anyway, so I mean, it's just a fun time to reconnect with a lot of these people. So it really is an enjoyable thing. It's, like I said, some people dread it and they wonder why we're always laughing and having fun in this room down at the ADRC. Oh, I should ask, that's a fourth part, is somebody like the ADRC who will allow us to use the space.
Oh, right, yeah.
And the staff down there is great. They do all the appointments for us. They provide we use 2 of the rooms down there. So, I mean, this is just a collaborative, I can't even say it today, effort of everybody working together to get it done.
Absolutely. So, Bill, I think we want to chat about these clinics that are coming up pretty soon. You mind sticking around for a little bit? We can chat about that. All right, we're going to do that after the break on Up North at 4. Welcome back to Up North at 4. We're joined by Bill Vancos to talk about tax aid. And of course, Bill, part of the really awesome work that you and all the other folks are doing is you offer appointments for people to stop in what exactly goes on at those appointments to help people when it comes to filing their taxes, especially?
Okay, appointments is a good word, because first of all, what people need to do is to call, in Rhinelander, to call the ADRC of Oneida County, 369-6170, to make an appointment. And when they make an appointment, they will be told that they need to stop in to pick up a packet. And there's a intake sheet that they'll fill out, you know, so that it makes our job a lot easier when they come. So that's the first part. Then they'll come to their scheduled appointment, and after we joke and catch up on the old news and everything with our old friends, we'll actually
treats they bring for Bill.
We shake them down first, and then we'll sit down and we'll review what they have. You know, do they have any W-2s? Do they have 1099s? Social Security? What do they have? And we'll look at their approximate income and see if they might qualify for instance, for the homestead credit.
Okay.
Or if they're a veteran, we'll thank them for their service, and then we'll find out if they happen to have a disability, because if they do, there's a property tax credit specific for them. So we just kind of feel them out first, and then we'll sit down and actually grind out the paperwork. Yeah.
Plan the attack there.
We had this debate in the newsroom earlier today about, is it good to get a refund? And my stance was no. You want to have your withholdings at a point where you get nothing back and pretty much owe nothing this time of year, right? But lots of people said they like getting that check, that big check in February or March.
If you worked in the finance, you would be exactly right. If your finance man or the banker, anybody will tell you, why are you loaning them government-free money?
I want to hold that money, not the
money.
Right,
Okay.
not the.
I don't care what anybody says. It's nice in my eyes, it's nice.
You're one of those. Okay.
I am. Always did. I always planned to do that. We jokingly refer to it as an Easter club. You guys are probably too young to remember, but in the olden days, all of the banks and the credit unions used to promote what's called a Christmas club. You would put a certain amount of money away each week for the year, and then in December they would send you a check back with some interest. So you had money to go Christmas shopping. So this was a big deal. I mean, everybody that I knew always did that.
Right.
So because of our timing now, we refer to it as an Easter club. But and the majority of our people get money back. But if you were taking that money every week and investing it so that you were getting some interest, and maybe the interest will actually be noticeable here because it really wasn't for a couple of years. You know, oh my God, I got 1/10 of 1% interest.
It was bad.
Yeah,
I know. I've owed money for years now. I'm like, oh
yeah. But I just like getting the check. It feels good to get the check.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something, a little something, you know.
But the nice thing about it is whether either opinion that you have control over that by how you set your. People are going to be getting less money back because the government has been reducing the tax tables for the last few years. They want to get more money in people's hands. Number one, a couple of years ago, they were worried about the economy and they wanted to promote it, so more money in the hands helps the economy. So they've been backing down on that. Again, some of the credits that they were getting the last couple of years have evaporated. So people will be getting less money back now, not by choice, but yeah.
Just the way the cookie crumbles. Which, speaking of which, Bill, if people hypothetically were to bring you some treats at their appointment, you a cookie, brownie, anything goes, or
we're not supposed to take any tips.
The official line.
The official word is we're not. So if anybody from the IRS is watching or tax aid,
disregard that. Well, Bill, we do appreciate all the work that you do for the community, and we appreciate you coming on to chat with us.
Well, and thank you for the opportunity to inform the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I assume the phones tomorrow at the ADRC will be ringing.
I'm sure they will be.
We'll be filling this up. So last I checked, we're filled up through about mid-March, so we've got some openings yet.
So
and we should also mention that Eagle River and Minocqua also have sites in our district. We had them in Park Falls and Tomahawk, but ran out of volunteers, so they had to kind of shrink back here a little bit. But so people don't have to travel all to Rhinelander. There are other sites. And I'm sure south of here, Wausau and Point and everybody, I'm sure has them. They're just not in our district, so I don't know.
Well, I'm sure you can find them anywhere. And Bill, we appreciate you coming on. We are going to take a break, though, on Up North at 4. We're going to talk about Tom Brady and some advice that Jeff and I could give to our old pal. That's next after the break.